Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. It is Megan. Today we're going to be doing a book talk on Truly Devious. This was the Books with Friends book club pick of the month, and I was super excited to read it. From the synopsis, the essential synopsis of the story is that there was a really wealthy tycoon named Albert Ellingham, and he was in love with riddles and games and puzzles and just learning more about education and excelling in education and other areas of life. And he decided to start a boarding school where other people, students, could excel in their areas of study. The first year of the boarding school being founded, his wife and daughter were kidnapped and his wife was murdered. The remains and/or whatever happened to his daughter is still unknown, and there was another student that was there that was also murdered, and the only clue left behind was a note that was kind of put together with magazine clippings, and it was a riddle left and signed by Truly Devious. So it essentially became the big murder mystery of the century or era of the world in this book, and it then flips to a contemporary time where we meet Stevie, who is very interested in true crime and detective work and solving mysteries, and that is what she goes to this school to do. The school was reopened years and years later, and she was one of the chosen ones to come back to the school, and she's studying crime solving and all of that. And her goal is to solve the mystery of the kidnappings and crimes. This is the first book in the trilogy by Maureen Johnson, and I believe we're still waiting on the third book. The second book, The Vanishing Stair, is out now, but I think we're still waiting on the third book. So my general thoughts on this, I said in my April wrap-up that I was going to give it 4 stars, but I do think it's going to be 3.5 stars after kind of reflecting and preparing for this book talk. It was a super fun read, but the ending was just not satisfying at all. The characters were very diverse and very out of the box, but they weren't very in-depth. We didn't go in-depth into the characters besides Stevie, so I didn't really get attached to the characters, and I'm someone who loves books for the characters. I wouldn't really say it was plot driven either, because I don't feel like it kind of felt like the whole reason she went to the school kind of took a back seat, and so it kind of felt neither character driven nor plot driven, so it was just kind of teen angsty driven. So that's why I'm going to give it a 3.5 stars. I'm still going to read the sequel because I'm interested to see what happens next. I did enjoy it, but I don't think it's a book that I will go out of my way to buy. I did get it at the library to decide if I wanted it, but I don't think I'm going to purchase it because it's just not something that I'm I have to have this. However, some things I really loved about the book were the diversity, the anxiety rep, the mental health and coping methods that we see throughout the book worked really well, and the setting in this is beautiful. I love the trope of a boarding school and everyone learning together and taking classes and meeting new people, and I'm in an environment that they normally wouldn't meet these people, and just the whole school aspect. I really love that trope. I see it in Harry Potter, I see it in Skyward. There's tons of books out there like it, and I just really love that trope. I loved what the mystery was supposed to be, but again, as I said, it kind of felt like it took a back seat in the book, and it wasn't really driving the whole story. So I love the mystery, but it wasn't really displayed. Also, I don't feel like the contemporary aspect and the 1936 aspects really connected well. I felt there should have been more Truly Devious involved, because that is the name of the book, and we only really saw it once or twice, and it wasn't really talked about, and it felt like it should have been. It felt like this whole thing was going to be about her solving the mystery, and it wasn't solved at all. It felt like nothing got solved, honestly, in this book. And also, she learned something, but she's not sure if she should tell it, and I just hate the trope of learning something, and it's clearly something that you should tell an adult or someone else, and you just keep it to yourself because you want to make sure before you tell. I just hate that trope because, I don't know, it just annoys me. Honestly, I don't have that much to say that is spoilerish, so I'm just gonna do a quick little spoiler part, talk about my theories for The Vanishing Stair, but this is one of the book talks where my non-spoiler outweighs the spoiler section. So if you haven't read the book, go ahead and exit out of the video. I'm just going to talk a few quick spoilers, but then I'm going to head out. So thank you for watching. If you haven't read the book yet, I will check in with you guys in my next video. For those of you that have read the book, go ahead and stay, and we will talk some quick spoilers. Okay, we're not gonna go through that whole song. Anyways, so just some quick spoilers. I loved Janelle and Nate. I love their, like, initial personalities. I love that Janelle is a Black woman engineer. That's such a great, diverse aspect to this story. I love Nate and his awkwardness. I think he's a great character. Honestly, the whole Stevie and David relationships makes no sense to me. I thought David and Ellie were together. That makes more sense to me, but it's still weird. But Stevie and David make zero sense to me. I felt like him being the senator or president or whatever guy's son also didn't make sense. So I don't know what's going on with David, but he's just his own whole mess. But just some quick spoilers. I don't think Ellie was the one that killed Hayes. Hayes was not interesting to me. Even after his death, he still wasn't that great to me. I was just kind of annoyed by him, honestly. Honestly, I was annoyed by most of these characters. I think that's why I'm giving it such a low rating. Stevie annoyed me with her whole I'm gonna keep a secret until I'm sure trope, and because she's a freaking crime investigator, you know, she literally knows that any clue can help a situation, but it's like she has to be the one to solve it, so she's not gonna give anything away even though it could literally help the whole investigation. Yeah. But so I don't think Ellie did it. David doesn't make sense, and in the third book I do believe that, I don't remember her name, but I think Alice Ellingham, I think she's gonna come back and she's gonna be someone in The Vanishing Stair. I don't know what the riddle meant for the stair. I'm interested to see what that means. But that's really all I have spoiler wise, because I really didn't like the book that much. It was really fun, but I'm just reading the sequel because I want to know what happens next, and I'm that kind of person that I can't just read something and be done with it, because I need to know what happens next, even if I don't like it, because I've already committed. But that is all I have for Truly Devious by Maureen Johnson. So thank you so much for watching. I will check in with you guys on my next video. Bye!